I rode out one evening fair on the verdant Brazos green. I sat my back against a hawthorn tree to view the sun in the west country and the dew on the forest green. A lad I spied by an old barn side, and a maiden at his knee. He was dark as the berry brown red, and she all pale and wan to see, all pale and wan was she. Come sit ye down on the grass, she said, on the dewy grass so green, for the wee birds have all come and gone, since I my own true love have seen, since I my true love seen. Sit on the grass, she said, nor be a love of thine, for I hear you like a calling maid, and your heart's no longer mine, she said, your heart's no longer mine. And I'll not eat what an old man sells, for his days are well nigh done. I'll not eat what a young man sells, for his fairest fed man is the one, she said, his fairest fed man is the one. But I will climb a high, high tree and rob a wild bird's nest, and back I'll bring whatever I do find to the arms that I love the best, she said, to the arms that I love
best. What I was laughing about is Lori Osbrook is a lovely assistant here. She's a great dulcimer player and teacher, and we're co-producing the Swanee Fest Dulcimers Do Digital in November. Yay, yeah, everybody loves that. Dust off your dulcimer and join us. My lovely wife, Julie Johnson, is here, and she's helping out too. And as you can see by, let's see, is it there? Yeah, there. We're at the Melrose Center. And I want to make sure to thank Bruce Waite. He's the proprietor who has given us this establishment to use, along with his broadband. Remember when you used to go? We'll put on a show. We can use my pop's garage. Only now we got to use my pop's, community center and his, broadband, his green screen, whatever. So here we all are. I've been watching my friends do live virtual shows, and the awkward point is always when you get done with a song or a statement, and you just hear, yeah, that. She did that well, didn't she? So yeah, crickets. So we're taking a card from Wait, Don't Tell Me's playbook because they have a fake audience. And so when people are supposed to be enthusiastic, Lori will be in charge of that. And at the risk of being entirely narcissistic, I actually stole those applauses from my trio Nostalgia's performances. So at least, we almost own it. Yeah. Okay. So what are we going to do? A few tunes. It's going to be kind of a dog and pony show. I'm going to play, as the line said, quasi-esoteric folk stuff on assorted semi-obscure instruments. And there will be a little bit of a roller coaster of emotional states, and we'll do silly and we'll do sweet and we'll do, romantic and whatever. We'll see how it goes. And as I said in the PR, this is either going to go or it's going to be a total train wreck. We already find that it's being hard to receive by some people, although it seems to be streaming on both YouTube and Facebook here on our computers locally. So I hope that you're making it work for you. And please, the chat is a little delayed, but please make comments in the chat and we'll see if we can respond to them or interact with them in some way. That's one of the harder parts. Let's see. This is actually second, but I'm going to get it ready. I'm going to try to share a song that I generally do standing up. I'm going to do it sitting down. Now, this is actually topical in a certain way. I won't tell you until afterwards. But I wrote it in the 80s. And it's about a gentleman who invented something that was ended up being pretty important, but he didn't get much notoriety. Let's see. Let me tell you the story of poor Otto Titzling. In the mid-1880s, in Hamburg was born. Though his genius has touched all our lives, I assure you, he died in New York, unknown and forlorn. He worked for his living in fine ladies' undies. Corsets he fashioned of cloth and whalebone. But Otto had dreams, a magnificent vision of the ultimate undie that had ever been sewn. In 1910 came Swanhilda Olofsson, rising toward stardom on the opera stage, confided to Otto her problems with whalebone and how it constricted her abundant rib cage. He toiled and he tailored, he stitched and he studied those femalest of forms, those mammalian mysteries. He presented Swanhilda with a custom chest harness, and in 1910 he made underwear history. It crisped her, it crossed her, it shaped and uplifted. It allowed her to breathe, it allowed her to sing. But our genius at undies was a bungler in business. Poor Otto neglected to patent the thing. Along came Monsieur Philippe de Brassiere, a Paris designer and an ex-flying ace, took an interest in poor Otto's humble chest harness, had a flair for promotion and a fancy for lace. Well, the rest is all history, we all know the story. Without patent, our poor Otto stood not a chance. Now we know not of this hard worker from Hamburg. We remember some daring young dandy from France. Why have we forgotten our poor Otto Titzling? In this case, the wisdom of history is clear. If Otto had won his court case with our Frenchman, we would now call a Titzling what we call a brassiere. Oh, no, you're too kind. Oh, too kind. You're too fake. Oh, that's just, how's... Okay. Now, for something completely different, this is slightly educational. This is a Native American flute. They aren't as rare as they were once, but this is one of my construction. It's actually made of spruce that I got at Home Depot. So this is a Home Depot Native American flute. But they're really lovely. They're easy to play. They're pentatonic in a minor mode, and they sound kind of well. I'll just play it for you. They're pretty magical. Can anybody name that tune? Oh, the lady in blue in the back there? You're right, it was Wayfaring Stranger. Oh, these folks are sharp. This is just going to get weird, isn't it, Laurie? I'm afraid so. Let's see. This next one, let's see if this is tuned up. It's hard to know. I think that's close enough. This is a one-string instrument. It's called a mouth bow. It's related in somewhat to the hunting bow. Some think that, hunters were out on a bad hunting party and kind of started messing with it, but who knows? They're found all over the world in different styles. In South America, they're in berimbau and have a little gourd on them and such. This is more similar to the ones that were played by Seminoles, and some of the Western Plains Indians, I think, also played them a little bit. Anyway, I learned this tune from Buffy St. Marie. I got a gal up the head of the creek, and I'm going up to see her about 2 times a week. Kiss her on the mouth, sweet as any wine. I wrap herself around me like a sweet tater vine. Going up Cripple Creek on a run, going up Cripple Creek to have some fun. Going up Cripple Creek, going on a whirl, going up Cripple Creek to see my girl. Girls up Cripple Creek, just half grown, jump on a boy like a dog on a bone. Roll my britches up to my knees, gonna wait old Cripple Creek whenever I please. Going up Cripple Creek on a run, going up Cripple Creek to have some fun. Going up Cripple Creek, going in the world, going up Cripple Creek to see my girl. Cripple Creek's wide, Cripple Creek's deep, gonna wait old Cripple Creek before I sleep. Hills are steep, the roads are muddy, and I'm so drunk that I can't stand steady. I'm going up Cripple Creek on a run, going up Cripple Creek to have some fun. Going up Cripple Creek, going on a whirl, going up Cripple Creek to see my girl. Those are swamp sounds. We're being entertained by swamp sounds. It's actually what you hear more often than not here in Florida, is the swamp. Let's see, where are we? I think I'm going to pull out my dulcimer. I'm being such a bad host. Make yourselves at home. Well, feel free to get a snack. There were fridges. The fridge is yours. Just help yourself to anything in it. And also the bathrooms are located down the hall. And you know where your bathrooms are. So I guess I'll let you take care of that. Okay. It's funny. The enemy of our isolation is isolation and silence, and it kind of shows up in this context. But what's odd about that is that here's the sound of a restaurant and people mingling and chatting and clinking things. And if you add in the sound of kids playing, you basically have satchels. And Janet Rucker and Mark Billman and Will Ellis and I have played satchels quite a bit. And you have to sort of overcome that. And it's odd that you become nostalgic for something that you used to have a bit of resistance to. Now, Janet was famous for coming up with various ways to quiet people down, and my favorite one once, this wasn't at satchels, but she said, "Can you folks in the back hear okay? Because we can hear you really well." And she wanted one of these. I'm going to have to get her one of these little buttons that cuts all the sound out. I'm going to trust that you can hear my dulcimer. The instrumental music that you were hearing in the slideshow at the beginning was all a good part of my earlier groups, the trio that was prophetically known as No Commercial Appeal. And that is a reminder for all of you that if you hold a vision for something, you can achieve it, Just speak it out into the world, which is what we did. And sure enough, it worked out. We definitely had no commercial appeal. And so here we all are. I hate to be name dropping so early in the evening like that. I'm just going to play a little instrumental Irish harp tune. Oh boy, a little rusty. I learned, my wife urged me to do this concert, and at that time I had a little experience with Zoom, because I do really some fun songwriter workshops that have gone virtual. Eliza Gilkison, about to do the second one of hers. The folks up in New York, Summer Songs, did Cyber Songs. And so the idea of doing this was just like, oh, we'll just do it on Zoom, and we'll just invite a bunch of folks, and we'll sit around like this, and we'll be able to interact in semi-real time. And then I found out that it just wasn't as easy as that. Partly because Zoom is really geared towards voices and doesn't really do justice to instruments very well. And there were tons of other problems. So weeks later, we finally get something going on here. This one is a Bob Dylan tune. Oh, this is a shout out to Ken Wally. He said, play anything by Bob Dylan. So this is for him. Buckets of rain, buckets of tears, got all them buckets coming out of my ears. I got buckets of moonbeams in my hand. You got all the love, oh honey baby, I can stand. Ain't no secret, ain't no joke, seeing pretty people disappear like smoke, and friends will rise, disappear. If you want me, honey baby, I'll be here. Like your smile and your fingertips, like the way that you move your hips, and I like the cool way you look at me. You know everything about you, bringing me misery. Little red wagon, yeah, little red bike, ain't no monkey, but I know what I like, and I like the way you love me, strong and slow. Well, I'm taking you with me, honey baby, when I go. They say life is sad, life is a bust, and all you can do is do what you must, but do what you must do it well. I would do it for you, honey baby, can't you tell? Buckets of rain, buckets of tears, got all them buckets coming out of my ears. I got buckets of moonbeams in my hand. You know you got all the love, honey baby, I can stand. I said you got all the love, honey baby, I can stand. Now, it occurred to me to say, is that getting old? Would you like us to stop that and just have it be silence in between? No, you need... No, Lori says she needs a job. She needs to justify her existence, and those buttons are doing it for her, I tell you. Okay, what's next? So, I've gone from 4 strings now, 1 string to 4 strings to 5 strings. Yes, sirree. I don't know if everybody knows what this is, but it's a gourd banjo. It's made of a field gourd and a cherry stick that runs all the way through it. And has a little, wooden tailpiece, and it's a regular calf skin head, as distinguished from a cat skin head. Sometimes people think I say that. Would never do such a thing. And it's got nylon strings on it. Originally, they would have been gut, and it also it came from Africa. It inspired our banjo, the American banjo, that got all metallicized and loud. And it was Gambia was one of the places and it was called an accounting, and you played it with a closed-fisted style, a percussive style, and it had like a short string and 2 or 3 long strings. And now frailing and drop thumb is a really ancient version of playing dulcimer. I mean banjo in the mountains, and that's a style I play. It's got no frets too, which is kind of cool. Now I'm going to borrow from Gamble Rogers. He said, took a whole semester of physics in college, and the best he could do was to simulate the Doppler effect on a gourd banjo. She's a sweet little dog, sweet I tell you what. She's so sweet that the honeybees buzz around her butt. Mohr, run, yeah, Mohr. So that's a demo of it, but the song I want you to hear goes... It's called 2 Seeds, and it's about the birth of a banjo. However, I got to do this with Julie's first grade and kindergarten class some years ago. They sang it, and they illustrated it, and we made a little tiny video of it, and Lori's going to cue it now. This is one of those metaphors wrapped in a riddle songs. It's called 2 Seeds. Once upon a time, 2 seeds fell on the ground. One it grew up straight and tall, and the other small and round. Round, 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 round. One it grew up straight and tall, and the other small and round. Small said to the tall, you almost touched the sky. How come I'm so round and small, and on the ground I lie? Why, 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 why? Why am I so round and small, and on the ground I lie? Tall said to the small, small is not so bad. Tall is just the way trees grow, so please don't feel so sad. Sad, 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 sad. Tall is just the way trees grow, so please don't feel so sad. Small was a type of squash that dried into a gourd. Someone chopped down our tree and turned it into boards. Chop, 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 chop. Someone chopped down our tree and turned it into boards. Then I took one of those boards, sawed and carved and sanded, introduced it to that gourd and smiled at what my hands did. Smile, 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 smile. Introduced it to that gourd and smiled at what my hands did. A piece of skin, some strings and pegs, we soon were making noise. I tuned it up, wrote this song to sing with girls and boys. Noise, 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 noise. Tuned it up and wrote this song to sing with girls and boys. Trees, they grow up straight and tall, gourds grow small and round. Sometimes when they give their all, they make a joyous sound. Sound, 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 sound. Sometimes when they give their all, they make a joyous sound. Some of us grow straight and tall, and others small and round. Sometimes when we give our all, we make a joyous sound. Sound, 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 sound. Sometimes when we give our all, we make a joyous sound.
Okay, well.
Sweet. Aren't those kids great? Wonderful artists. And they really were such enthusiastic singers. What was that? Julie says the best teacher? Such a good teacher, yes. Julie says such a good teacher. It's true. Wouldn't have been able to do it without her. So I've got a different dulcimer I pulled out. See, instead of watching me fumble around on the stage, which is usually what I'd spend a good portion of my time doing, grabbing other instruments, we get things like that. That's one of the wins of technology anyway. This is a chromatic dulcimer. It means it has all the notes. And the cool thing about that is you can play certain chords and things that you can't really get on a normal dulcimer. But it doesn't replace a normal dulcimer because it's not very user-friendly. It's got speed bumps, and you can't really noodle on it easily and have it all sound lovely like dulcimers tend to have going for them. Since this is a different dulcimer in the same input, I'm sort of playing with it to see if it's coming across. I think it is. So I want to tell you about this song. It's written by two friends of mine. It's co-write by Lisa Ashman and Tom Kimmel, both great songwriters, and in fact, both professionals. Lisa, before she went in the direction of being a songwriter, got a PhD in astrophysics. She shares that background with Elaine Mahan, our local wonderful songwriter. And so it informed this song. It's called Spiral Arms. What else do I like to say about it? There is something I like to say, because it explores, it's sort of a love song. It's a galactic love song, and it kind of juxtaposes human love with what we're all a part of. And I'll ask, any Hubble fans out there? Oh, yeah, there are. Oh, I think Alicia and Jim, yep, they're Hubble fans, right? Heather, she's a scientist, definitely a Hubble fan. And Michelle's out there. She's a Hubble fan. So let's see if I can make this happen. There, the magic of video and green screen. So that is a spiral arm galaxy behind me, but the Hubble Deep Field Survey did this thing where they picked a black. And you'll see it there, that's the results. They picked an area the size of a pencil eraser held at arm's length. You put that up against the sky and see what you see. And they couldn't see anything in that spot. It's totally black. So they thought, we'll collect light for days and days and days and put it all together and see if we find any new stars. What you see behind me is 10,000 galaxies that they saw in that space. And you know, galaxies have, I think it's hundreds of millions of stars. Anyway, it made my head explode. And it sort of relates to this song. We'll see. Might just be me. Spiral Arms. The question here is who we are. Are we not made of the atoms cooked in the soul of stars? And don't we circle something out in space as we rest in the spiral arms of the Milky Way? thumbnail sketch, a drop of rain, a sack of cells, a stream of time, a tiny brain, the size of things so hard to comprehend. We follow spring into summer, summer to fall again. A bit of bone, a lock of hair. We fuss and we fume though we're only a moment here. I kiss your hand, you touch my face. The moon slips in through the window, heaven and earth embrace. We kiss goodnight, and there goes another day. As we rest in the spiral arms of the Milky Way. A vapor trail, a solar flare, a little carbon and water, only a moment here. I kiss your hand, you touch my face. The moon slips in through the window, heaven and earth embrace. We kiss goodnight, and there goes another day. As we rest in the spiral arms of the Milky Way. We kiss goodnight, and there goes another day. As we rest in the spiral arms of the Milky Way. Okay, well, this is a point at which we're going to plug this Dulcimer festival that's coming up. I'm going to show a little screen that has some information on it, and there'll be a little Dulcimer music playing behind it. And I'll do it. I didn't tell the key to Lori on that one. And I'm just switching to the guitar, and this will give you a little information in the process. My audio isn't back, but now it is. Oh, there's so many details here, I tell you. Can you believe it? And I'm still in space, so I'm going to have to do something about that. We're going to have to come back to... Oh, did you do that? Oh, yeah, you did. She's filling in with applause. So we're back in our cozy little room here. Now, as I said, we're at the Melrose Center, and the first dress rehearsal we did to this thing was here. And we had like 4 people, all socially distanced in masks out. It was on my birthday, and the technology failed, so we did it anyway. Yeah, that's the birthday sound. Thank you. By the way, that was also John Kay's birthday and Aaron O'Rourke's birthday and Scott Ainsley's birthday, we found out. He's an amazing singer-songwriter, blues man, and he plays one of my Gourd Banjos that I made him 14 years ago. Anyway, and Aubrey Atwater. There are more. There are definitely more. So where was I going with this? Oh, this quaint little space that I'm in. So when we did it in the center is a giant open room and it has a stage. And I stood up and I did it like I was on a stage. And later, Julie pointed out to me that I was sort of talking really fast, and I tend to do that anyway. But I mean, I was like trying to smash as many songs in a little time period as possible, which we're trained to do from folk festivals. You know, you've got 27 minutes. Anyway, she persuaded me that I should do it more relaxedly, but it's hard to be relaxed in a space that's big and like that. So instead, we created it. And I don't know if we should show you the man behind the curtain, but yeah, go ahead and show him, Lori.
Wait, that's 3.
Mm-hmm. Hi, everybody. This is a bird's eye camera, and you can see we got gear and circles all around us and a green screen, and that's the way we're doing the magic. So, ba-doom, boom. Yeah, you can switch back now. 2.
Wait, that's 3. 2.
Okay, we're back. This song was requested. It's called The Dogtail, Big Dogtail. And it's actually a sing-along and a howl-along. And so I don't know if I can pull it off without people singing and howling. And I'm really missing my buddies in nostalgia. Particularly, that last song, the cello and then Janet sings it is really quite sweet. But I had to do it. It was also a request. So, Dogtail. I'm somewhat known for writing silly and satirical songs about a variety of sort of spiritual or religiously slanted things. And I feel a little awkward about it because not everybody knows that I was really deeply into a lot of different spiritual paths and religions for the first half a century of my life. And so when I exited them, I started doing my own therapy by writing songs about it. So this is not in criticism of anybody. It's just my therapy. But the truth is, I get out of this one because this one was written by my dog, Mocha. She brought it to me. She begged me to put it into a song. So I found some chords and a melody. And, her excuse, everybody with dogs knows this. You've heard it all the time. We got no thumbs. And they're right about that. The other day, my old dog came to me with such a sorrowful look in her eye. Proceeded to tell me a sad, sad tale. I'll remember till I die. I'll remember till I die. Seems neighborhood dog's been fighting again over territories, bitches, and bones. Got so she just couldn't take it anymore. They just wouldn't leave her alone. No, they just wouldn't leave her alone. She told them I might not be the biggest dog, but I know a dog bigger than y'all. And if you don't leave me the heck alone, I'm gonna give that dog a call. Might just give that big dog a call. She said, big dog's bigger than a tree or a house. It's invisible and lives in the sky. And if you don't do what the big dog says, he'll bite you, bite you, bite you after you die. That's right, he'll bite you after you die. And when you're dead, he can bite you forever. Obey that big dog in the sky. Good puppies, or he'll bite you after you die. Yes, he will bite you after you die. She said Big Dog told her the sacred rules when she was all by herself alone. Said treat each other like you want to be treated. No more fighting over bitches and bones. No more fighting over bitches and bones. Well, to her surprise, they bought her tale. The story spread all around. They not only stopped all their biting and a fighting, they started howling with a joyful sound. Howling, he'll bite you after you die. And when you're dead, he can bite you forever. Obey that big dog in the sky. Good puppies, he will bite you after you die. He will bite you after you die. You know, some started gathering in big dog's honor with howls, a story retold. How good dogs don't get bit when they die. They get to eat from the big dog's bowl. They get to eat from the big dog's bowl. Well, some claim to be big dog's best friend and spread news stories far and wide. Made up new rules to live by to keep the big dog on their side. Keep that big dog on their side. They said, party with us, our howls are the best. We sing, we dance, and we nibble. And if you want to be big dog's very best friend, you might see this coming. Just give us some of your kibble, maybe 10% of your kibble, or he will bite you after you die. And when you're dead, he can bite you forever. Obey that big dog in the sky. Good puppies, or he will bite you after you die. Yes, he will bite you after you die. Well, that's why my pup was looking so sad. Tall tales gotten out of hand. Crazy versions of the big dog story were spreading all over the land. They were spreading all over the land. As howls got louder, followers prouder. It's what came next made her cry. Huge packs of dogs began to bite and fighting over the true big dog in the sky. Over the true big dog in the sky. Howling, he'll bite you after you die. And when you're dead, he can bite you forever. Obey that big dog in the sky, or he will bite you after you die. Yes, bite you after you die. Well, my pup, she sat up purty, and she begged me to write this song. Tell all the folks about her big dog tale and how it all went wrong. Yes, how it all went wrong. Then she wiped a tear from her eye. She sat up, she cleared her voice. She leaned back her head with a soulful howl. She sang us this new chorus. No one will bite you after you die. 'Cause when you're dead, you'll be safe forever. There are only fluffy clouds in the sky. Good puppies, no one will bite you after you die. Try it with me, no one will bite you after you die. 'Cause when you're dead, you're safe. 'Cause when you're dead, you'll be safe forever. Only fluffy clouds in the sky. Good puppies, no one will bite you after you die. No one will bite you after you die. Ouch. I almost hurt my guitar on that one. Okay, I don't know if definitely roller coasting on this. Usually, Janet was in charge of organizing our sets, and all I had to do was, go, oh no, this one has too many switches in it or something, and then it would turn out great. And she's not here to organize my set, so I'm going to go from that song to a sensitive love song. It's kind of a neat sound, isn't it? The ice. Can you hear that? Wow. Oh, by the way, drink them if you have them. Hydrate. I'm going to check my tuning a little bit on this because I care. And it also has a drop D. Yeah, everybody, that's right. Just to talk amongst yourselves for a moment. That's really good. Even though this was going to be a birthday concert, it's actually closer to Julie's and my anniversary. was only about a week ago. And so, yeah, it's great. That was, that wasn't that our 24th year anniversary? 26th, 24th, something like that. But we've been together 30 years, but that's how long we've been married. So that's, and we're still happy that that's the case. So that's even better. So we got married in San Francisco in '96, and I wrote this for her on the day of our wedding. Day of. Yes, didn't I say that? No, the day of our wedding. Yeah, and it's, but you can't hear over here louder. Anyway, the joke was that half the wedding party had to leave almost before I was done with the song. It was an impromptu wedding. Anyway, I'm gonna give it a go. It's a little tricky after that one. We'll see. It's called Vested in We. You're my gem, you're my jewel, I'm your singing fool. I see the laughter shining in your eyes. A little shy, a little wild, my magical woman child. Who you are, forever a surprise. Life, it seems to shine when you're the one that I'm with. Am I the one you'll do this dance of time with? Life seems to shine when you're the one that I'm with. Troubles and tears, sorrows and fears, the mysteries of life can't make me hide. When the darkness seems to fail you, my love, it will not fail you. Can't you feel me breathing by your side? Life, it seems to shine when you're the one that I'm with. Am I the one you'll do this dance of time with? Life seems to shine when you're the one that I'm with. Whether calm or storm, our love can keep us warm, as constant and as changing as the sea. Friend, sister, brother, woman, man, lover, husband, wife, and more we can be. By the powers vested in we. Life, it seems to shine when you're the one that I'm with. Am I the one you'll do this dance of time with? Life seems to shine when you're the one that I'm with. Husband and wife and more we can be. By the powers vested in we. Julie Johnson, my beloved. And it's nice to be in companionship. My heart goes out to people that are in isolation and don't have a significant other, because it definitely makes it more pleasant, as challenging as it is. I have to look and see. Oh, I see. How are we doing? 10 minutes till, and I'm going to check my song list. Actually doing amazingly well. Yeah, I think I have room just for those two. Let's see. If we were live, I would have you take a vote on it. I have When I'm Gone by I just blanked on his name. Phil Oakes. And a little town of Melrose. Yeah, there's some Melrose plans here. And I also have Dad's Guitar and Trite Secrets. Okay. Lori voted for Dad's Guitar. Okay. We'll do that. And the Melrose song, with Dad's Guitar and a close with the Melrose song. I'm playing off my audience here, and whole half of the audience voted for those two songs. Oh, you do. Okay. I'm going to turn this string back up. So I'll tell you about the origin of the song I'm about to play for you. I was at a songwriting camp at Summer Songs, which I mentioned earlier, up in New York, and Cozy Sheridan was doing a workshop. She's an amazing writer and singer and performer and teacher. And this particular, where'd my cake bowl go? This particular class, had, like oftentimes, it's not that unlike just regular writers' workshops where they have prompts, exercises. One of the prompts was, write a letter to someone who has died. You can feel that, right? I don't know if any of you have ever done that. But if you haven't, I recommend it. Not just to write a song, just to do it. Of course, those are folks that know me pretty well know that my dad died when I was 5. So I had never written him a letter. So this was going to be my first letter to him, not just a letter to him dead, but I think I got this right. I do. So that's the backstory. He was a musician, and I'm glad I turned off my tuner because you couldn't hear the guitar otherwise. Never wrote you a letter or talked to you on the phone. When you were just 37, I heard you went to heaven, leaving Mom and us kids alone. Never taught me to throw a ball, drive a car, or shave my face. Never heard your advice about girls or your version of Amazing Grace. But you sang to Mom in her kitchen, at least that's what I'm told. Flickering home movie memories, the edges lined with holes. Aunt Betty gave me your old guitar. I hope to fix her up one day. It's the one you're holding in that old photograph. I wonder how it feels to play. Wrap my hands around the neck, just where your fingers fell. Feel the grooves in that old rosewood that knew your hands so well. Knew your hands so well. You played pedal steel on old El Paso and the sons of the pioneers. Scratchy LP on a Philco hi-fi echoing across the years. Hard to believe after all these years I'm old enough to be your dad. You had a passion for life, 5 kids, a good wife. What a fleeting dance you had. Fleeting dance you had. But you sang to Mom in her kitchen, at least that's what I'm told. Flickering home movie memories, the edges lined with holes. What could I hope to gain from writing you this song? Some kind of crazy closure, or to right some karmic wrong. I know if you could have your way, you would be here still. I got a dad-shaped hollow in my heart 1,000 songs can't fill. A dad-shaped hollow in my heart 1,000 songs can't fill. Lori is too kind with that button. She's quite sweet. So this last one, it's sort of for locals because it's about Melrose, but it's a love song too. It's a love song about a place. And it turns out that when you express love about any person, place, or thing in any form, I think it deepens your experience of loving them. I get all choked up over my Melrose song. At any rate, a few years ago, pretty many now, I'm betting it's 15 or so, I took it on myself to document our quirky little town. So there are quirks in this town that are unique to it, but a lot of people come from towns that are quirky. So this goes out to all the Melrosians out there, and anybody that's ever been to or through Melrose, and you pass through it on your way to the beach or to Palatka, if that's where you're headed. So feel free to sing along. It's got a very long chorus with the last word always rhymes with rose of Melrose, so that'll help you. If I can do this. Turns out this chair is a little uncomfortable. I don't play guitar in it a lot. In a little town of Melrose, live oak and Spanish moss grows, where sandhill cranes repose, herons wade and gators doze. One traffic light where time slows, neighbors wave and nod hellos, where every local knows, lucky to be in Melrose. Had steamboats in our day, chugging across Lake Santa Fe, steaming citrus through Lake Alto, to the train in Old Waldo. Orange blossoms on the breezes, citrus man lived as he pleases. 1894 come two hard freezes, froze sponge pots and prayers to Jesus. In a little town of Melrose, live oak and Spanish moss grows, where sandhill cranes repose, herons wade and gators doze. One traffic light where time slows, neighbors wave and nod hellos, where every local knows, lucky to be in Melrose. At all occasions in Melrose, Mayor Clayton's taking videos. What he does with them no one knows, but it keeps locals on their toes. You gotta take home a salary, we got us 3 art galleries, showcasing our creative types, thrice the beauty at half the hype. In a little town of Melrose, live oak and Spanish moss grows, where sandhill cranes repose, herons wade and gators doze. One traffic light where time slows, neighbors wave and nod hellos, where every local knows, lucky to be in Melrose. Fixing dinner, you're a carnivore, try Williamson's grocery store. Family run since 72. If they don't have it, well, neither should you. Christmas parade is short and sweet. If it makes noise, it's on the street. The fire truck throws candy out. The little kids all scream and shout. Hay wagons turn to floats, and the guys decorate their fishing boats. Kids on ponies give our hearts a lift, and as they pass, well, they leave a gift. In our little town of Melrose, live oak and Spanish moss grows, where sandhill cranes repose, herons wade and gators doze. One traffic light where time slows, neighbors wave and nod hellos, where every local knows, lucky to be in Melrose. If you get hungry on your way, Betty's Pizza or Melrose Cafe. Feeling fancy, there's Blue Water Bay. For Friar's Chicken, some will drive all day. If you come to town on a date, the Behg's got the fine wine and sushi plate. But if you're starving and just can't wait, Chipini's got good beer, and Beede Been there since 35. The beer's cold, the bait's alive. They'll fill your tank if you give a yell. The price of gas is don't ask, don't tell. In a little town of Melrose, live oak and Spanish moss grows, where sandhill cranes repose, herons wade and gators doze, on traffic light where time slows, neighbors wave and nod hellos, where every local knows, lucky to be in Melrose. Yes, where every local knows, lucky to be in Melrose. Thank you all. You have been such a responsive audience, and it's been so lovely having you there on your couch or lying on the floor or sneaking out. See, you don't even have to sneak. If you just get bored, you can just leave or turn off the device. But all of you that attended, and particularly those who stayed until the bitter end here, I thank you. And I want to thank Bruce again for the center and his graciousness with, I mean, he didn't just let me do it here. When the bandwidth still wasn't quite working, he upgraded the bandwidth. This is a place, his establishment has been closed due to COVID since March. So it has overhead, and it's not making any money. So he's doing some great stuff. He's a committed community person. And for those of you that found, I hear somebody asked and somebody found the tip information in the liner notes there. There's a PayPal and a Venmo thing. We'll be sharing some of that with Bruce towards the center. And hopefully something like this will happen again in the future. Can't promise anything yet because this was a couple of months in the making, and maybe it'll be easier next time. And we shall see. So thanks again, guys. I'm going to push this little goodbye. I think it's there.